Hello, I'm Thomas Alessio. Recently, the 102nd General Assembly adjourned with over 750 total bills passing the Senate. Major legislation included criminal justice reform, expanding voting rights in Illinois, and a comprehensive ethics package. I spoke with Senate President Don Harmon on his thoughts about the legislation passed and the challenges of having a full session within a global pandemic.
A year ago, we were in the grips of a global pandemic that we didn't understand. We felt like our economy could run right off the cliff. If you told me then that we'd be here now, having passed what is probably the most responsible budget we've passed in my time in Springfield, where we've been able to tackle financial problems and really put our state back on firm financial footing, I would have been the most surprised. But I'm very proud of the work that our caucus did. I'm relieved that we were able to come back and legislate during COVID with the appropriate safeguards in place and get through session without any sort of major disruption. The SHIELD team from the University of Illinois allowed us to test our members and staff and guests on a regular basis, and that combined with masking and social distancing allowed us to do our work in a safe and responsible way. And because of that, we were able to tackle not only the budget, but a whole host of important issues. We continued our work on criminal justice reform. We passed what is, I think, the most significant ethics reform bill in my time in Springfield. A good down payment on restoring trust in state government. Plenty of work left to do on a lot of fronts, but we were really able to focus on what matters to the people who send us here to Springfield. I'm really proud of Illinois' record over the last 20 years of expanding the right to vote rather than contracting it as other states seem to be doing. We successfully made it through the last election in the time of COVID, and we've been building on some of those successes. The vote by mail program worked very well. We've expanded that and allowed voters to register permanently to receive ballots by mail if they want to. We declared Election Day of 2022 a state holiday again for colleges, universities, and schools to encourage participation. We're also trying to encourage our youngest voters by allowing high schoolers to pre-register to vote when they turn 16 rather than waiting until they're 18. So again, as other states are chipping away at the right to vote, I'm proud that Illinois is again leading the charge to expand the franchise and make sure everyone has a chance to exercise their most important democratic right. You know, a lot of time is spent in the news on the fights between Democrats and Republicans, and they do happen. We differ on important policy issues. But the truth is 95% of the bills passed the General Assembly without opposition. This year, in large part because of the COVID safety protocols, we were able to use agreed bill lists where we passed hundreds of non-controversial bills on unanimous roll calls. And I think that's a good example of how much business we're able to do, Democrats and Republicans working together for the good of the state. There were some notable bipartisan accomplishments. The landmark ethics bill was a bipartisan bill. Not only did Democrats and Republicans both vote for it, both caucuses had meaningful input into the substance of the bill. So that's a great example of the way we can work together to do the right thing.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.